The Babylonian map of the world is a fascinating glimpse into how ancient people saw their surroundings. This clay tablet, over 2,500 years old, shows a simple yet captivating view of the world. Ready to explore? In the 1880s, something amazing was found in Sippar, a city near what is now Baghdad, Iraq. As archaeologists were digging up old ruins, they found a small clay tablet. At first, it looked like any other cuneiform tablet from Babylonian times, covered with writing. But this one was different. As the team looked closer, they got more excited. They realized they had discovered something special, a map of the world made over 2,500 years ago. This clay tablet was found during a dig led by Hormuzd Rassam, a well-known Assyrian-British archaeologist. He had already found many important historical treasures, but the Babylonian map of the world was something rare. This tablet, now kept in the British Museum, showed a simple drawing of how ancient Babylonians saw the world. It wasn't just a list of places, it was a picture showing their ideas about geography, culture, and myths. Imagine how excited the team must have been when they realized what they were holding. This wasn't just an old tablet, it was a window into the minds of the Babylonians. The map shows Babylon in the middle, with other areas, rivers, and what they thought was the edge of the world around it. It's not as detailed as maps today, but it says a lot about how they saw themselves and the world around them. Now, this ancient clay tablet still draws attention at the British Museum. Visitors can see how one of the first civilizations thought about their place in the universe. Finding this map wasn't just a big moment for archaeologists, it was a way to see the world through ancient eyes. The Babylonian map of the world gives us an interesting look at how ancient people saw their world. In the middle of the map, Babylon is placed right at the center, showing how important it was to them. The round shape of the map reflects how the Babylonians imagined the world. A large circular land with their city in the middle, showing they believed they were the most important part of the world. From Babylon, the Euphrates River flows. This river was very important to the Babylonians, bringing water and fertile land to the city. It is shown on the map to highlight its value. Around Babylon, there are other areas like Assyria and Elam. These were important places nearby, and they are shown as small shapes on the map, showing how the Babylonians understood their world. Beyond these known areas is something even more interesting, a bitter river that circles the whole earth. This river marks the edge of what the Babylonians thought was the world. It wasn't just any river, though. The Babylonians thought it was a bitter and dangerous waterway representing the unknown and scary parts of the world. It separated the safe, known world from whatever was beyond. And what was beyond? The map shows mysterious islands, but these were not real places. They were likely imagined lands created from myths and stories. Some labels on the map even say, "Beyond this, there is nothing," showing that the Babylonians didn't know what lay further, blending what they knew with their beliefs and stories. This map wasn't meant to show the world accurately like maps today. Instead, it mixed real places, religious beliefs, and myths, showing how the Babylonians combined facts and stories to understand the world. The Babylonian map of the world is more than just a map. It shows how the Babylonians saw the universe and their place in it. For them, Babylon was not just the center of the physical world, but also the spiritual and political heart of everything. Placing their city in the middle of the map symbolized its power and importance. Babylon wasn't just a capital, it was where people and gods came together and where decisions about the universe were made. The map mixes real places with mythical ones, showing how Babylonians connected their surroundings to their beliefs. For example, places like Assyria and Elam were real, but the map also shows islands and lands that didn't exist. These places were imaginary, representing the limits of what people knew and the start of the unknown, where gods and mysteries were. The bitter river that surrounded the earth wasn't just a regular river, it had a deeper meaning, acting as a border between the world people knew and the realm of gods and the unknown. Religion was a big part of how Babylonians saw the world. Many of the places on the map were tied to religious ideas. The gods, who ruled over nature and life, shaped how Babylonians understood their world. Babylon's position at the center of the map showed their belief that the city was chosen by the gods to be the most important place on earth. They thought that the divine order started in Babylon and spread outwards. The map also shows how the Babylonians saw their relationship with the gods. The further away from Babylon you went, the more unknown and dangerous the world became. This reflected their belief that being far from the gods' protection meant more chaos and less peace. By mixing real places, religious ideas, and mythical lands, the map gives us a view of how Babylonians understood their world and the universe. The Babylonian map of the world wasn't just a simple guide, it was also a tool of power and influence. By placing Babylon at the center of the map, it sent a clear message. Babylon was the heart of the world. This central position wasn't just about geography, but a statement of Babylon's political and cultural dominance. It showed that Babylon was not only the most important city, but also the center of everything, both in the physical and spiritual sense. This map may have also served as a form of ancient propaganda. It reinforced Babylon's power by illustrating the world in a way that placed them at the top. With Babylon at the center and all other regions surrounding it, the map subtly communicated the idea that all roads led back to Babylon. It symbolized control and authority over the surrounding lands. The question arises, was this map more about geography or reinforcing Babylon's influence? Its symbolic nature suggests it was more than just a map. It was a statement of supremacy, showing everyone that Babylon wasn't just part of the world, it was the world in the eyes of its people. When we look at the Babylonian map of the world and compare it to other ancient maps like those from Egypt, Greece, or China, we can see many differences. Most ancient maps focused on showing real places like rivers, cities, and lands, but the Babylonian map mixed geography with myths. Unlike the Egyptians, who made maps of the Nile River and nearby areas to show useful information, the Babylonians included both real places like Babylon and Assyria, along with mythical places. For example, the bitter river and the strange islands weren't real but came from their beliefs and imagination. Other civilizations like the Greeks also made maps, but they often focused more on scientific ideas. Greek maps, like those by Anaximander or Ptolemy, tried to measure the shape of the Earth more carefully. Early Chinese maps were used for practical reasons, like showing roads and regions in detail. What all these maps share is that they reflect each culture's view of the world, mixing what they knew with what they believed. What makes the Babylonian map special is how old it is and the way it was made. It is more than 2,500 years old, making it one of the first world maps ever created. It was made using cuneiform, one of the oldest forms of writing. The map shows real and mythical places, representing not only where the Babylonians lived, but also what they believed. It's not just a simple map of land. It combines religion, politics, and stories, making it unique compared to other ancient maps. The influence of the Babylonian map went beyond Babylon. It helped shape how other cultures in the ancient Near East saw the world. The way it blended geography with belief spread across the region. Today, scholars still study the map to understand early map-making and how the Babylonians viewed the world. Even now, the Babylonian map of the world continues to amaze us. Its old symbols and simple design help us learn how ancient people thought about the earth and their place in it. It shows that even thousands of years ago, people were curious about the world and mixed what they knew with myths to explain what was unknown. Want to explore more history? Dive into the mysteries of ancient civilizations and how they saw the world. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more fascinating insights.